Interesting. There we go. Ah, we are. Greetings from the ear. This is Mad Shad. And welcome to Reflections. I should take this off. Yeah, I should take this off. Headphones and shit. Oh, yes. Ah. Ah. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, indeed. It's a beautiful day. Guess we gotta let chat propagate. Things of that nature. Probably my audio is horrible. Yep, audio is probably horrible because I was hooked up to the earbuds. So that will be rectified here. I'm a scruffy bastard, huh? Standing by. Self-grace. Self-forgiveness. Somebody's here. Fish sticks, what's up? Welcome. Hope you're all having an excellent Sunday. A great weekend. Yeah. Mine's okay. Just one of those days, just hanging out. Oh, it's raining outside. Oh, there's that. Yeah. PJ, what's up, PJ? Yeah, I'm a little late. Sorry about that. We can get into live chat here, right? Live chat's where it's at. Yes. Self-grace. Self-forgiveness. This was inspired by Metal Spawn. Spawn of Metal. Right. It's asking for suggestions for a topic for today, for Sunday Reflections, and she threw that out there. I was like, wow, yeah, okay. Definitely have some experience in that. I think we all do. Yeah. I'll wait till chat starts to propagate and the signal starts to fermentate, right? All the algorithms get in line, get on board with the program, right? Let the signal get strong, must be strong, right? So yeah, we'll allow that all to happen. Just hang out, relax, breathe, reflect and ponder before we speak. I might even take this opportunity to go make some coffee. Right. I like to wait about 10 minutes or so, just to check and see, make sure there's no glitches. So think about what's going on. Reflect and ponder. make some coffee. Self-care. Self-care, right? Self-care. That's what self-forgiveness is too. Right? Self-forgiveness is part of that self-care process. Anybody's ever heard of Queen Herbie? uh, I forget the formerly known as. She's an amazing vocalist, but I've been following her for years. Back in the day, you know, she's the one that with the Carmen, formerly known as Carmen, right? The band, like it was her and her husband, and she amazing vocalist. But yeah, she's rebranded and became Queen Herbie, and she's got a really good song, working out, sleeping in, taking vitamins, ooh, self care, right? You know, that kind of thing. Getting ready for the storms tonight. Yes, just called my mom. She's in Tennessee, in West Tennessee. They're starting to get the storms now, but not to worry. My mom is good to go. She lives in a virtual fortress as well, so she's good to go. The only thing I worry about is like power going out. You know, she's on an oxygen machine, but she doesn't really need it. She does, but she has a backup. She has like a nozzle, like some kind of a butyrol nozzle that's not plugged in that helps her breathe. So she's got that. But if it gets hot, that's when she needs her oxygen. If she, right? But so I worry about that. But my mom, she's an old tough bird. You know. But you know, she's not the same after having a heart attack. You know. So she says she's fine. She's one of those people. She says she's fine. Oh, I'm fine. Really, I'm fine. And I have to admit, I'm kind of like that too. Be absolutely just fucked up, but tell everybody she's totally fine. You know. So I guess that's where I get that from my mom. I guess. Right. I don't know. You know, self-forgiveness. Self-forgiveness. How did Spanda Metal put it? Allowing yourself some grace. Right? Allowing yourself to be forgiven for we're very hard on ourselves. I know I am. I'm very hard on myself. You know, I will. My whole family's like that, and I guess that comes from overachievers, right? You know, people that are task orientated. You know, it's all about the win, 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 right? I gotta win. I gotta produce. I gotta achieve. You know, and when you don't, you just like you beat yourself up over that. Literally, I had an uncle, an amazing man, extremely successful. Great provider, that kind of thing. But he would get so mad. What's up, Billy? What's up, Gunslinger? He would get so mad at himself that he would literally take his fist and hit himself in the head. Bah, 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 bah. Damn stupid mother. And he would cuss himself out while he's doing it. Dumb, stupid ass motherfucker. Right? He gave himself no grace. He gave himself no self-forgiveness. You know, for him, it was do better. Failure is not an option, right? But failure is inevitable. We are to err is to human, right? To forgive is divine. What, right? So maybe that's why we look to divinity for forgiveness, right? Jesus gave his life, sacrificed himself so that everyone might have forgiveness. But Jesus said also, the kingdom of heaven is inside you. So it is within your power to forgive yourself. Yeah, that's true. What's up, Sandy? So yeah, we're very hard on ourselves, huh? And we we really like to do what is right. We like to achieve. We like to do the right thing. Uh, we like to, you know, do right by people. You know, it's part of the ethos of being an American, being a human, good human being, right? The tenets of being a good human being a mother, being a father, right? Being a good brother, sister, being a good family member, being a good friend. Lovely. Your locks are majestic. Well, thank you, Lawfully Armed. Sunday is when I let my hair down. I mean, I just let it down. I let it just relax, do its thing. Yeah, I got a lot of hair. Uh, so, and we're often worried about. Thank you, brother. Thank you. We're often worried about what other people think of us, how we let people down, how we've wronged someone. There's guilt. We have a lot of guilt, and that's good actually. That's good that you have guilt. It really is. It proves that you're not a psychopath or a sociopath. Because they don't have guilt. They manipulate people for their own gains, right? Yeah. So that's good, but that's a process, right? You have the guilt, but then you got to have the self forgiveness, the understanding that you are going to fail, and you're going to fail epically. You're going to fall down. But we learn to fall. We fall down so we can learn to pick ourselves back up. Self grace, self forgiveness is that process. You fall down 5 times, you get back up 6 times. Keep going. Perseverance. There's honor in perseverance. But it's also you have to know who you are, right? Thank you, Billy. Now you even look at criminals, right? Chomos and pedophiles, murderers and rapists, right? What's up, JH? What's up, man? How you doing? JH 556. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while. They have guilt too. Probably not as much. They always go back to if they do not rehabilitate themselves and go through that guilt, that cycle of guilt, that cycle of retribution, right? Atonement. If they do not atone for their sins, for their transgressions, they just carry on doing the same thing that they were doing, committing atrocities. So for them, this is not this video is not for them. I hope you rot in hell. I hope your life is living hell until you die, and then you go to hell, and it continues. Some things are unforgivable. But that's the thing about Christianity. Christianity teaches forgiveness. It really does. That Jesus Christ will forgive you for anything if you turn your life around and follow Him. Right? That gives a lot of people hope. Even murderers, rapists, chomos. I guess that's for them too, but I don't know. I don't think I could forgive them. But I can forgive myself. I can forgive myself for the the epic fails in life that I have failed people, that I've failed myself, right? Like I said, we're really hard on ourselves. Oftentimes, we want to do a really good job at what we're doing, whatever the task may be. But then we fail. We're ostracized for it. The whole guilt trip thing comes into play. You did a terrible job. We're firing you for it. You're actually getting fired for you doing a terrible job and failing. Here's your guilt. I mean, I've been fired many times in jobs. I try to look at it and go, well, yeah, I take responsibility for my actions or my inactions. You know? Well, I always think about, well, is it really actually my fault? Yeah, it is. I didn't take an account of how they're going to perceive my actions or my inactions, even though I thought it was the right thing to do. Right? We're all just flawed. People make mistakes. We all do. We always make mistakes. You know, and that's the thing is you continue. It's. I remember the program in the prison, the growing program, is that there are no mistakes. There are just lessons that you keep repeating until you learn them. Kind of makes sense, right? It's another way of looking at it, you know. And this was a program for drug abuse and then things of that nature, you know, people that addicted behaviors that got him into prison, right? So they would get into this program with the hopes, you know, they were getting out soon, and it's a way of breaking the cycle. So I you know, a lot of these programs, they have these things set in there, these these philosophical ways of dealing with, of looking at changing the perception. You know, you all know about the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the things that I can't, and the wisdom to hide the bodies or whatever. You know what I'm saying. You know the thing, right? But especially if you're in a high stressful uh, uh, high stressful kind of job or career, military, you know, it's you're the pressure is on for you to do an excellent job, right? Not just get the job done, but get the job done in a more timely, efficient manner than anyone else, because then that helps your career forward, right? You know, so there's a lot of pressure there, you know, especially in the corporate. You know, you feel that pressure in any kind of job that you're doing with production, you know, creating things, whatever. I can't see chat, and I don't know what I think about that. I'm gonna refresh chat and see what I've missed. Yeah, I've missed a lot. That's okay. I'm just gonna spit. And I have coffee ready, so yeah. I have to make some coffee. Just gotta find my cup. Where is my cup? Oh, see, I've learned my lesson. I'm not carrying anything. I have some magazines on the side. That's about it. But I'm sure these fucking algorithms, you know, they look for things like holsters and magazines. Yes, I carry in my own apartment, in my own house. Stay in readiness at all times, right? So I don't know if I could forgive myself if I needed it, you know, especially in the self-defense of others. We all feel so secure and everything in our homes and our cars. We fail to realize how quickly that can change. That door can come bursting right open. People can come right through my balcony, and they're right there. I'm mere seconds away from death. So I always keep it on hand. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, we're back here, folks. Yeah, turning now. How y'all doing? What's up, Pilgrim? Let's go. Ah, woo, that's hot. Hot and good. Reflecting, looking back at your life, my life. I oftentimes think of the people that I've wronged, or I. What's up, Tiger? People that I have failed. KP, let's go. Even animals. I mean, the guilt, right? We have guilt. Could have done more. Could have done something different. Could have been there. I guess, but you didn't for whatever reason. Shit happens. Yeah, there's this universal law in the world, in the universe, right? There's a universal law of cause and effect, also known as karma. It's a scientific term, cause and effect, right? A pebble drops into a pond and forms a ripple that goes throughout the whole pond, affecting everything. Everything, fish, affects. Wyatt needs cookies. The whole pond is affected by that one drop of a pebble. Every fish, every blade of grass, even the sand, dirt, and rocks are affected. It could create a landslide. It could create a tidal wave. We are all that pebble. And we're all being affected by that ripple in the pond. Law of cause and effect. The butterfly effect. So it's going to happen. Our actions or inactions is going to affect someone else. It's just the way it is. Either I'm not there for somebody, or I'm there and I did the wrong thing. Maybe I was mean to somebody. Maybe I was a bully in school. Maybe I picked on my brothers and sisters too much. Gave them fucking some kind of complex. Prepared Irishman. Maybe I was bullied at school. It forced me to become a bully. It created a bully inside me. I indulged the bulliness. we've all been wronged. We feel very deeply about it sometimes. Just can't let it go. And then we also have wronged many people, unbeknownst to ourselves, because of what we said or we did. We went left or we went right. That person took offense, just never said anything about it. So later on, they're like, hey, you know what? That thing you said earlier, that pissed me off. Like, oh man, I'm sorry. I wasn't my intention. But how many people do you think that you have negatively affected in your lifetime? Probably more than you think. Do you drive in traffic? Do you drive in the streets? How many pissed off motherfuckers are there? And they're just pissed off at your mere existence. You're in the way. Cat without a hat, what's up? You're not driving fast enough, or you cut them off, or you slammed on your brakes. And now you've pissed them off and ruined their whole day. How many people have felt that as well? You're just driving along and somebody cuts you off. And you get that anger, that rage. You carry it home and kick the dog, kick the cat, be mean to your husband, your wife. Be mean to your coworkers just because of it. It's cause and effect. Wolfang, hello from what, Ohio? Wisconsin Farm Boy, hey, welcome. We all have guilt, and we all piss each other off. I think that's very important that that's why I allow a lot of engagement in my chats and live streams and panels, even if it's not a feel good kind of thing, right? Someone's pissing you off, right? Oh, really, cat? Yeah, I've been thinking about SC for a while. I want to do some more fucking ocean fishing, some inlet fishing. I kind of miss that. Ohio, hey, what's up? Waving in your general direction. Yes, I have some shot glasses. Look at that. Ohio gave me these. Damn, badass, huh? Skull. Thank you. Skull. People piss us off on a daily basis. But we fail to realize a lot of times the actions or inactions that lead to people getting pissed off about us. A lot of times we don't hear about it. It could be at work, your performance, right? You could be better. You're doing something bad. There's always going to be that critique. There's always going to be people that don't like you for some reason, for whatever reason. Maybe they just don't like your look. Maybe they just don't like you the way that you're looking at them. You remind them of something inside themselves that they hate. What's up, Teresa? But the guilt that we feel, we have to give ourselves, as Spawn of Metal has said, Metal Spawn has said, got to give ourselves some grace. We got to allow ourselves grace. We got to have self-forgiveness. And a lot of times it's unfathomable. How do you give yourself forgiveness? Shouldn't you hold yourself to a higher standard? Shouldn't you be self-critical? Sure, yes, absolutely. That's where excellence comes from. But we also have to realize that we're going to fail. We're going to fail others. We're going to fail ourselves. It happens. To err is human. To forgive is divine. We've got to find that divinity inside ourselves. If you wish to find it from another higher power, so be it. But you're still going to find it within yourself. whether the higher power puts it in you or you find it within yourself. If you do not give yourself some grace, right on, cat. Hell yeah. What's up, Kenogen? If you do not give yourself some grace, if you do not forgive yourself, if you allow that guilt to eat at you and to fester inside your soul, it will create problems. It will affect you immensely. It will affect the people around you. You will continue to hurt others. You will continue to hurt and fail yourself. You just got to realize it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Shit happens. Being self-conscious, that helps. Being self-aware, being mindful. That helps. It does. It also helps to look back at yourself, to reflect upon yourself, and to look deeply into the situations where you harmed someone, or you failed someone, you failed yourself, right? Or you have even survivor's guilt. We have to understand that it's out of our control. It's in the past. It's gone. The only thing we can do is learn from it, and carry forward. Try to do better. Try to avoid that situation. Remember the guilt trips that your mom and dad put on you when you were a kid? You did not get an A in school. I need you to do better. You went back to school and you're like, well, mom and dad are really disappointed in me. Oh, I need to do better. Count Trumpula. Yeah. Skull to shift kicker. Skull. Journey well, shift kicker. You know, that's the thing too. Of course, Kenichi. Mm-hmm. We create our own illnesses, our own sufferings. We all grow old, sick, and die. We know what it takes to be healthy. We know we got to quit smoking. We know we got to eat right. Stop eating junk food. We know we got to be more active. We know we got to engage in self-care, right? Working out, sleeping in, taking vitamins, right? we gotta work on ourselves internally. We gotta become a good person, relieve stress from our lives. Right, Count? We know, but yet still we carry on. And we eventually get sick. We eventually get fucked up. And you're like, man, that sucks. That's when you realize, wow, I should have quit smoking 10 years ago. Fuck. Wow, I really need to stop doing this. You know? That's why I stopped bouncing. I stopped, fighting and shit. I was like, this really sucks. I'm miserable. We still got to have that kind of radical acceptance I hate the saying it is what it is. It's kind of like accepting the situation, right? I don't like to accept the situation. I like to try to, do something about the situation. Take the matter into my own hands. Make my own destiny, right? But sometimes cause and effect happens. Karma happens. And you're stuck. You're stuck in a quagmire. Can't go forward. Can't go backwards. You're stuck. I feel that way about most things in my life. I want everything done now, right? And I plan and I prep and I prepare. Get all my ducks in a row. All right, I got this, and this. I'm dealing with the truck. Got all these things. I want to do this truck. But then, boom, something happens. I'm sorry, we can't find the fucking part. It's non-existent. All right, whatever. Could I do more? Could I do better? Yeah, yeah. I could you know comb the earth for this part. Become obsessively compulsive about it. I know that's my nature, so I'd rather prefer to just like it. Fine, just let it happen. See what happens. It's kind of like watching it happen, watching a slow train wreck, and having indifference about it. We're oftentimes ruled by emotions. Guilt is a major emotion, very depressive one. So I like Metal Spawn's statement of giving yourself grace from a engineering standpoint, from a worker standpoint, whatever. And Count Derpula. Right. Got to allow yourself a certain allowance of tolerance, right? Use that feeler gauge, using those calipers, gap gauge, whatever. You got to allow yourself some wiggle room. Not everything should be very, very tight. Thing. I think giving yourself some grace is a lot like that. Self forgiveness, right? There you go. You know what I'm talking about. Is it a go or a no go, right? What are your standards? It's you have to lower your standards just a little bit, or at least entertain the notion that maybe I'm going to epically fail at this task, you know, at what I'm doing or something with someone. Right, Kat? Yeah, we are. We are. We're very critical of ourselves. Sure, that spurs self improvement, right? Mindfulness. Um, it's high stress. It is, but knowing that you just might fail. What's up, hooligan? Team Skeet. Kind of laughing at it, moving on. It's like, wow, well, I fucking failed big time at that. Wow. But we're always going to get criticism for everyone else. What's up, Sherry? Right? That's right. You fall down 5 times, you get up 6. Or you fall down 5 times, wait a little bit, then get up. Then get up 6 times. Yeah, Sherry, what happened to you last night? I had a game written up for you and everything. Right, Jen? Number 8. That's why we fall. That's why we fail. We're going to do that constantly throughout our lives. Everyone does it. It's just how do you learn? How do you learn from it? How do you recover from that? The things that go on inside us eternally. Ooh, damn, Sherry. What's up, Metal? Where's Spawn at? Yeah, you did. What's up, Grit and Grace? Allowing ourselves some grace. Allowing ourselves some wiggle room. Who said I learned anything? Double dog. KP. The world is a dangerous, messy place. It's a quite chaotic place. There is order to the chaos. True. But I think that we try to control too much. We try to change our environment to fit our needs way too much. I mean, that's our nature anyway. That's how we survive, right? We build homes, we build apartments to keep us warm, to keep all our food cold, to cook, to clean. We make our own little perfect environment. We build cars so that we can go farther and faster while sitting down in relative comfort and ease, and heated seats, air conditioning, sunroof. All right, take care of yourself, Wolfang. Have a good night, brother. Let's go. There are times when you just have to be okay with the situation. You ever sat in the middle of a thunderstorm? Middle of an open field? Quite the humbling experience. Or face down a grizzly bear? Swam in the open ocean full of sharks? We have no control of these situations. Yet there's people that tell the tale. What's up, Guardian? That's right. Yes. That's one I was talking about that last night, and I was hoping you'd chime in. You know, one of the tenets of men, one of the tenets of being a man, being a human, is to endure and to suffer, to be without and do without. It teaches us resilience, perseverance, will, grit. Sometimes you just have to be okay with the situation. Right, sure. Sometimes you just have to accept the things you cannot change. The only thing you can really change is yourself and how you feel about it. That's where that self-grace, self-forgiveness comes in. right? Wisconsin. Yeah, I've been doing without weed for quite some time now. Pamela, stand by. You are now blue. Good seeing you, Pamela. And Camel Car, I know, is around, so. Skull. Hope you are doing well. Journey well. You know, looking back, rah. Reflect upon your lives. Think about all the people that you've harmed, willing or unwilling. Think about all the people that you failed. Think about all the times that you failed yourself. That is persistence. That has to teach you something. A lot of times you can look back at it and laugh. Like, oh man. Remember that time I power drive that motherfucker in the toilet? Damn. Did he deserve that really? I mean, you know, it's kind of you looking back at yourself as something else. Because you were somebody else. You're not who you are now. Although I probably could do it again. Given half the chance. Right? Yeah. One big sneaky test. That we're helping giving it. And I'm going to touch on that. I'm definitely going to touch on that, Guardian. When you die, I'm going to get a little metaphysical on you. A little esoterical. When you die, you have something called the life review. Tell me if you heard of this. Your life review is you get to see yourself through the eyes of everyone you've ever interacted with. You get to feel what they felt when y'all were interacting, when y'all met, when you're doing harm to them, when you're doing good to them. It is a judgment. Some wingnut. It is a self-judgment, or it's a higher power judgment, whatever it is. It's still a life review. How powerful is that? You get to experience, you get to live life in someone else's shoes where you did them wrong. Now, was it justified? Maybe not so much in your mind, but in theirs, from some way it was. You don't have to believe that, Sherry. Just imagine if it's true. It's helpful. It's a helpful reflection. And like Guardian said, trying to be a nice person to everyone. It's impossible. Because you cannot ascertain what other people feel or think about you. They might hide it. You have this life review. That one person you thought was in your corner, was your best friend, was actually hated you. Just never said anything about it. Really? I did not like you because I didn't like your face. I didn't like your voice. I didn't like it. You carry yourself. You remind me of something in my. Camel Carl, right? And you can have this experience. I've had it. A lot of people do it through, mezcal, psychedelics. Do it through meditations. In death, the life review happens like that. Boom. Powerful experience. No, really, Camel Carl? Damn. Moon sprouts. Can I get a number 64 by number 64? Short fried rice, pick up. Can y'all hear me okay? What's up, Mojanier? What's up? Mojanier Wrath. What's the saying? It's none of your business what other people think of you. You get to experience that. What other people think of you. Empathy. Empathy allows us to feel what other people feel, or to guess what other people feel. And also, with it comes a lot of weight, a lot of guilt. Something's going on with that person, and they feel some type of way. And we feel like it is our. I'm sorry, I could have done something. I'm sorry if I offended your sensibilities. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. This is my intention. Just walking around out here. It's a big open field with billions of other people. You're bound to step on some toes. And your toes are definitely going to be trodden upon too. You're going to bump into someone. And they're going to be pissed. Be highly offended. It might even happen to you as well. Meat puppet. So, it's very important to forgive yourself. It is. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you'll dwell on the past. You'll dwell on that. And you'll never move forward. You'll never achieve peace, serenity. You'll never be able to be free. You have to cast aside that guilt. A lot of times that guilt is not yours to bear. It's a construct of the mind, of the heart. Yes, the heart. The heart. The heart can be more powerful than the mind. You have to be able to love yourself. If you can't forgive yourself, you can't forgive others. You see that in a lot of people. Moon sprouts. Smoke another one. This was inspired by Spawn of Metal. I don't even see her. Where you at? Where you at, Metal Spawn? You just listening. You see that in people that are just high strung, intense, mean. Could be your boss. What's up, Faith? Could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife. Just very intense. They don't allow any kind of, they tolerate nothing in their presence. You have to be a stellar performer at all times. Chances are there's something in their life that they have not forgiven themselves for. I feel like they failed at something. You could also say they're trying to be hard for a reason, right? That drill instructor mentality. Tough love. Yeah? Skull rabbit, skull. You know, there was. We're going to talk about some Norse stuff here, right? The old Norse Vikings, if you will. They had a thing every year called the All Thing. All Thing, right? Because it was all things. It was where you went to settle your debts. It's where you went to go to court. It's where you went to party. It's where you went to make sacrifices to the gods, declare oaths and promises, to forgive people of debts, to go fight to the death at the home gang, to be judged. It's called the All Thing. And that's what they would do. They would make oaths and promises. And during the winter times, during the winter blot, blue butterfly, hey, they did a lot of forgiving things. They would do toast and oath and declare their fealty, their loyalty, right? Yeah, to the Jubilees, right? Every 7 years, your certain debts are forgiven. Now there was pressure on during the Jubilee to pay off your debts for those until that for that 7 years before that 7 years, so you wasn't looked upon as whatever. Right on. What's up, Mike? They did that. They would, but a lot of grudges were formed as well. Wintertime was a time of, hey, it's cold outside. Let's gather together for mutual survival. And during the spring and summer months, we're going to kill each other. It's okay. But we won't do that during the winter. That was the thing, too. Okay, we're all stuck here in the same place, in the meat hall, in our home. Hospitality was a thing. It wasn't just, hey, somebody's knocking on the door, Camel Car and Pamela here, come on in, have a seat, get here's a drink, here's your meal, what news of the North. It was more like, hey, it's wintertime. You want to come live with us for the winter? Guys, you get to sleep on the couch, we'll feed you, right? Don't touch my daughters, don't touch my sheep. I share some of my weed, but you'll have you'll survive. And then hopefully later on, we'll be good neighbors, right? That was a concept. That was a thing, and it was a thing too to be able to accept the worst of the people in hospitality. People that were looked down upon. Your thralls, your scralings. Carls and Jarls were okay. They had all that. If you're single, you owned a farm or something, or your slaves or somebody else's slaves or somebody was outlanded, you brought him in for the winter. There was also a concept where you would sacrifice your transgressions. You would offer up your guilt as tribute. It was looked upon if you did it publicly as, wow, that's very powerful. But most of the time, right, Camo? Hell yeah. But oftentimes it was done in private. They would tie these tight ropes and tight rags around themselves, and they would unloosen them and burn them. Oddly enough, Mongolians do that. The ancient Chinese did that. some other cultures as well. Interesting, huh? A lot of correlations in Norse culture with other the Hindus too. Yeah, a lot of cultures. They would burn off this guilt. They would unbind it, untie it from themselves in this symbolistic, ceremonial, ritualistic manner, and then they would burn it. Trumpula, Jeep stuffed with snacks. Hell yeah. Imagine how powerful that would be. You can do that too. Let go of the burden, let go of the guilt that holds you down, that holds you back. We talk about honor amongst ourselves, honor with people. We got to have honor with ourselves too. Self grace, allowing some self grace, some self forgiveness. It goes a long way. Yeah. It feeds. It feeds honor. It feeds integrity. It feeds those things. If you have gout, if you have guilt, it's going to lead to self-doubt. It's going to lead to depression. You can't carry on. It's hard to survive that way. And it's very hard to help others if you can't help yourself. To help others, you have to help yourself. You've got to be strong for that. This is one of the steps, one of the processes. Allowing yourself some grace, self-forgiveness. And I think of that. I think of the story of Jesus Christ. Right, Guardian? Being truthful, extremely truthful with ourselves. What is our desires? What are our cravings? Can we suppress them? Can we live without them? Are we made, shaped, and molded by it? Sometimes the answer is yes. Then the question arises, what can we do to negate that? To change that? Like I said, I was going to go down this path. Thank you, Garden. Derailing my thought. Jesus Christ sacrificed himself so that everyone would be forgiven. He did this publicly. It's marked in time. It's there in history. We can do the same thing with ourselves internally. Take up all these guilt, all this self-loathing, self-doubt. We can sacrifice it so that we can be forgiven. Just like on the cross. Build a cross inside your heart. Sacrifice that guilt. Be forgiven of all your sins and transgressions. It's just a tool. It's just a tool. Like I said, all these things, these little rituals, these little parables, they help. They help. They help to get you to that point where you can take your guilt. You can take your failures. and look at them, smell them. They smell terrible, don't they? And cast them away. Drop them like the heavy weight they are, so that you can carry on. Kentucky, what's up? Do the best you can, fuck the rest, right? We eat Z-bugs and be homeless. Like the safety of stagnation. Wow. Sounds like another reflection. Stagnation. Thank you for that one, Mike. Oh yeah, thank you. But it does. It holds you back. It holds you down. It gives us fear to move forward. So we don't want to fail. We don't want to fail others and we don't want to fail ourselves. So why even try? Why even try to attempt to do anything? Because we're just going to fail. Do you know that kind of thinking? Your mind creates a connection to it, a stronger connection, a faster connection. And you become addicted to that kind of feeling. Being depressed. There's anxiety with it. Like, what do you mean I gotta do stuff? What do you mean I gotta perform? What do you mean I gotta go out and adults? What do you mean I've got to be the best that I can be? I don't want to do that. No. Don't count on me. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. You are because you say you are. You are because you have the guilt. You haven't allowed yourself to be forgiven. You haven't given yourself grace. Wow, Rabbit, right? And then there's a whole list of other things that come with that. You're jealous of the overachievers and the people that actually perform well. The people that actually get the job done, complete their task, become successful. Like, man, I'm jealous of that person. Now I've got hatred for that person. What the fuck? Why? Because I want to do that. But I know I can't because I'll fail. I'll fail myself and I'll fail others. So why even attempt? I'm just going to sit back here and be petty. Grit. I've thought of a lot of things I've done. A lot of things I'm really not proud of. A lot of things that I hold a lot of guilt for. I put a lot of weight on it. Burden. It's a grudge. A grudge against myself. It sits heavy on the shoulders. Makes the heart really heavy. And in the past, it has definitely hindered my performance. It's definitely hindered my ability to achieve greater things. Do you know when you're younger? What's up, Hutch? You're always worried about that kind of shit. Worried about how you feel, how you look, how people think about you, especially your bosses, especially your peers, right? I think when you get older, you're just like, I don't give a shit. This may or may not work, but I'm going to try it anyway. See what fucking happens. Good luck. Here we go, right? Let's engage that forward drive here. Let's put it in forward drive and see if we can make it across this creek. I think we can. You know, fuck it, let's go. Who knows? Maybe we'll have fun doing it. And that's the thing too. When you have a lot of guilt What's up, Grace? You have a lot of guilt. You can't forgive yourself for a lot of things. Right? Hold my beer. You can't be happy. You can't find happiness in other things. You become hardened. You become insensitive. Deeper in the woods, right, Rabbit? Right? That's when you that's when you bust out the moonshine, make a fire, and cook some bacon. And hopefully you got a radio. You got some friends coming. If not, then you got some moonshine, you got some weed. Hey, cool. Maybe you'll make a deer, kill a deer. What's up, Grace? We're actually talking about Grace. Does anybody know Grace? Skull. I noticed that. I would go to places where I was supposed to have such a good time. I had so much guilt. I couldn't have a good time. Did people around me? I'm like, well, you can forget it, man. Have a good time. Have a drink. Have some barbecue. I was in Bill Street, Memphis. During Fourth of July or something like that. It's a party on the streets, and I feel like shit. I kept worrying about my girlfriend. The fuck. She didn't want to come. I found out later she was cheating on me. Yeah. Yeah. Felt like shit. Felt so guilty that she wasn't there with me. Or I wasn't there with her. And that's that thing too. Survivor's guilt. Survivor's guilt is strong. Death is very powerful. It's a very powerful personal thing. What's up, Milkmaid? How you doing? Someone dies, or someone gets hurt, gets sick in our presence, on our watch. We're like, wow, damn, that should have been me. Why didn't they take me? Why didn't I die? Why didn't I sacrifice my leg so that person could survive, or that person could, not be hurt, or could not be traumatized? Elusive me boy. What's up, brother? Survivor's guilt. Very strong. It's not your guilt to bear. Guilt should only survive for at least maybe a week, maybe a few days. After that, you got to kill it. After that, you have to cast it off you like a heavy pack, like a load of bricks on your back. You got to think about it. You got to realize cause and effect. Shit happens. What ifs and whys, yeah. Milkmaid, yeah. Thing of the mind. It's connected to the heart because it's such an emotional thing, such a strong bond. To watch someone or something die. An animal, your dog, cat, cows, chickens, horses, whatever. To watch something die in front of you. A lot of guilt there. I could have done this. I could have done this. I could have done something. Why is that? It could have been me. Why wouldn't it be me? It's not your guilt to bear. It's not. It was their time. Cause and effect happened, and it was their time. Just like it will be our time as well. In the near future, we will die. We're dying right now. I think realizing that my life is forfeit, signing my last will and testament, eating my last meal, going off to battle, filling out the insurance for my mom. Feel a little closer every day, Chad. Yeah. And the knowledge that everybody else was doing the same thing. Right. We're very dependent upon oxygen, and it ages us slow. Very guilty. We judge ourselves with that guilt. And it not only does it affect us, but it affects others as well. We have to allow ourselves grace. We have to give it to ourselves freely. We have to forgive ourselves of our own transgressions. Only then can we forgive others. Just like your God or Jesus Christ, your higher power is giving you grace. You got to give yourself grace. Have to. And don't feel guilty about not feeling guilty. I don't know if there's a fine line between sociopath and empathy. We have to have some of that for ourselves. We have to realize that we're going to walk through the world and step on toes. Yeah, grudges. Self-grudges. Non-forgiveness of self. That's why the work of going non-self is very important sometimes. Being part of a something bigger than yourself, you know, being part of a group. That's the kind of it is helpful. It is helpful. But you also have to be personal with yourself. Very. Audit yourself. Who are you? And that guilt, that failure, is a part of you as well. 3 days, yeah, okay, right, 3 days. Skull. So I thank you, Metal Spawn of Metal, for your inspiration today in this subject matter. It's something I've talked about before, in past past transmissions, past videos. I've just merely touched on them. Never went really in depth. Right, Milkmaid? Right? We have to fail. We have to fail to learn. That's what training is. You don't start off training being perfect. You're slow, you're stupid, you're unsure of your movements, you're unsure of your actions, you don't know the outcome. You're just trying to learn and push yourself and learn, get better, and keep failing and failing and failing. Until eventually, through perseverance, you get it. It clicks. And you're proficient at it. So all those times that you failed, all those times that you were criticized, all that guilt trip, self-guilt trip, all gone. It all means something. It's all now equity. Sweat equity. Mind equity. Heart equity. You have been baptized in failure. You're forged in the fires of failure. You kept getting back up, moving forward without that guilt, that sense of failures. Everyone that's ever been successful in life have a ton of failures. What's up, Bone Breaking Action? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Failure is not an option. No, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. True skill comes effortlessly, but not until there is long and arduous failure-filled practice. I learned 1,000 ways not to do something. Right? Yes, failure is a necessity. We learn from our failures. Holding that guilt inside us eats you alive, destroys you, turns you into something else. Shell of your former self. You have to be able to go back and apologize to yourself. I talked about this before. Hutch, right? Life is a garden. You decide what you want to plant in it. You want to plant thorns, or you want to plant fruit, trees that bear fruit, flowers that have fragrant smells. Yes, life is a garden. I remember that. Remember that, parables. Failure is giving up, and you're going to give up. There are things in life that are hard, and if you try them, you're going to fail. What's up, Eric? But do you have the perseverance to carry on? Do it again. Learn from your mistakes. I like, yeah, right? Bone. Right? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Right? Piss poor playing produces piss poor production. 7 P's. Right? I remember that. Piss poor performance. Give up 38 times a day. I think of all the guy. I knew a guy in the Marine Corps. He was obsessed. He was obsessed with becoming a sniper, and it took him 3 or 4 times to pass the NDOC. The NDOC is hard. It's really hard. And he kept failing. First time he just gave out. He passed out on the hump. You know, he's it's a 30-mile hump with 120 pounds on your back, and he failed. He just fell out. Boom. Second time, he passed that, went on to something else, and he failed. He failed at that task. Third time he passed that, went on to that, right? Just kept coming back. He went back to the lab. He went back to the gym. He went back to the drawing board. Why did I fail? Okay, because of this. What's up, Region 9? Murphy was a fucking optimist. Gotta go back. Look at what happened. This is what happened. Bro, carry on. You can't have guilt about that. Maybe a little bit. Damn it, I failed. I'll do better next time. Get to work. Right? Yeah. Improvise, adapt, change, and overcome. Right? Right? If you can look up, you can get up. Wow, I like that. Got me through a lot. Also, if you're breathing, you're not dead. Keep going. Got to be able to give yourself some grace. Got to be able to self-forgive. Forgive yourself. Because what if you failed first time? And I have to admit, there's a lot of things that I failed first time and I never tried them again. Nah, I'm good. I don't want to. I'm good. I don't want to try that again. Yeah. I think it's different when you get older. You're just like, nah, I'm not gonna take up that sport again. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go on all night binger. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. Right? Uh, but to forgive your transgressions, to forgive yourself, the guilt that you've either done to somebody through actions or inactions. It's very important. And to learn from those. Obviously, you try not to make that same thing happen, right? What I say, that mistake, it's not a mistake. It's just a lesson you haven't learned yet. You keep repeating it. Brother Rooster, what's up? Let's go. Talk to your elders. Ask them, what guilt do they hold? My mom, she harbors guilt that she could have been a better mom for us. I think that's a guilt that most parents have. Could have done more. Could have done less. Could have provided more instruction or something. Could have worked 2 jobs instead of 1. Like I've said this before, it's a therapy trick. Radical acceptance, where if you go through something very traumatic in your life, especially if you're a kid, I've done this, of course. Something very traumatic happened to me a few times as a kid. It happens, right? Get taken advantage of. in the therapy, and this was life changing. It really was. You go back in time. Go back in time to that very moment where you're that kid and you've just been violated. And you find yourself looking at yourself, your past self, and you tell your past self, it's okay. You turned out great. I'm right here. You survived. You went on to greater things. I forgive you. I forgive them. I forgive everything that happened. Forget about all that mess. Keep moving. That radical acceptance. Going back in time and forgiving yourself for what happened. Because once again, it was out of your control. Cause and effect. All right, take care of yourself, Wisconsin. Good seeing you, brother. Let's go. What's up, Lori? How you doing? Radical acceptance. Self-forgiveness. Allowing yourself some grace. Giving yourself grace. What is grace? Grace, you're here. What's grace? Grit and grace. What is grace? What is the actual definition of grace? You have to give yourself grace. And feel the burden fall off of you. I'm trying to read this. Because, Milkmaid, yes. Because that guilt that you have, that failure that you have, affects everyone around you going forward throughout your whole life. There's things you will not try to do. There's things you will not attempt to do. There are things you will not say to the other person. There's ways that you will not react or interact with people because of your guilt. Because of your failures. You're not allowing yourself grace. Not being able to take a chance, connect with somebody, do something. Because there's failure in your heart. The guilt that you hold because of your actions or your past actions or inactions affects your future. That's why you have to go back into the past and tell yourself and give yourself some grace. Forgive yourself, forgive everything, and say, hey, everything's fine. Let's go. Come with me, little guy. Mini me, your id, your inner child, the one that was violated, the one that was destroyed, the innocence that was lost. Got to give them grace. Got to give yourself grace. Got to forgive yourself. Got to move forward. Makes you stronger. Makes you real strong. Yeah, forgiving others, right? But you can't forgive others. You can't forgive yourself. Shit happens. Shit happens for a reason. It's called cause and effect. It's a universal law. Yeah, it turns you into a demon. It does. Yeah. The longest time it was a source of a lot of my rage. It really was. Got me in a lot of trouble. Let's go. Thank you, Guardy. Milk bone. Yeah, right? The scars they turn into armor. The tattoos of past failures. What is wisdom? Wisdom is doing stupid shit and surviving. And scars are your badges that prove it. They're the receipts. I'm just going to sit back, smoke a cigarette, and read everyone's chat. I know. Cleveland's finest out there. It's not for me, I'm sure. Say an ambulance. Yep, ambulance. Nope, that was the ambulance. The ambulance. Well, thank you. Thank you, X. Team Skeet. Region 9. Around here, Milkmaid, there is different sound. You got your ambulances, woo, and then the cops are wee 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 wee. You know, they're going fat, and they're accompanied by the roar of the road, right, as they're hauling ass. Favorite ice cream? I don't have one. I like all ice cream. You like bubblegum flavored ice cream? Favorite ice cream? I don't know. All depends. Oh yeah. I like some butter pecan. Yeah. Used to be one of my favorites. I like cherry. I like chocolate. Thank you, Cat. Mint chocolate chip. That's good. So yeah, thank you all for listening. I hope this helps. This was inspired by Metal Spawn. I call our spawn of metal. All right, take care of yourself, Eric. Thanks for hanging out with us, brother. Good night. Butter pecan, praline. Yeah, I'm just sitting back. Region 9, really? Oh, really, Lori? Yeah. Yeah, I'm spent. I'm spent. I'm done. Right, Milkmaid? The night air has to be filled with deeper thoughts. Yeah. Never apologize, Rooster. 2:50 a.m. Wow, Guardian. Right on, Billy. Yeah, good. Ooh, Blackbird, yeah. Oh man, a good banana split. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, milkmaid. I had an interesting thing happen to me. I didn't know what was going on. And I'm driving, and this car passes me, and then stops in the middle of the road where I'm at. I'm thinking, what the fuck? I slowed down and everything. I stopped, and I'm thinking I should go around him right now, or they're going to try to attack me or something like that. You know. So I had my gun on me. I'm like, motherfucker. They turn on their blinkers. They're flashing blinkers, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe they're in trouble. Maybe they need help. I'm like, okay, where's my med kit? But then behind me, I see light. I didn't hear it, but I seen the lights of the ambulance go by. I'm like, oh. But this person had to pass me to stop, to make me stop. I'm like, why'd they do that? Why didn't you just stop behind me? Maybe they realized that I wasn't being aware enough. They wasn't even running sirens, Milkmaid. I think they were transporting a dead body, maybe. You know, they just had their lights on. No sirens. So maybe they were transporting a dead body. Maybe they were transporting someone that didn't really need, you know, emergency evac at that time. You know, it wasn't an absolute emergency, maybe. I don't know. They had no sirens. Oh, I don't know. I've always heard that if an ambulance rolls by and they just got lights on, they're carrying a dead body. That's not true. Semi low priority. That's what I thought too. You know, like yeah, I guess dead body's a low priority too. I mean, can't save them. Uh, skull. Yeah, right. Blue butterfly. There's ice cream pouring now. Yeah, bone breaking action. He's all about that ice cream. He's all about that ice cream life. By the way, folks, drop your links, drop your links, drop your links. Shameless plugs for everyone. If you're blue, you know what to do. If you're not, then you're snot. Yeah, you just beg someone that's blue and they'll drop it for you. Yes. All right, take care of yourself, Faith. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with us. Uh, all right, Guardian. Right? No one is coming to save you, right? All right, KP. Drop the link, man. Guardians in Africa, South Africa. Hmm. Yeah. What's up, Cha-Cha? How you doing? Ooh, hey, thank you. Mmm. Boom, metal spawn. Yeah. Skull, Cha-Cha. Skull. Mm. So, yeah. Uh, why is chat keep? I'm trying to read it, X. Where are you? Uh, uh, boom, boom, boom. All right. Right, X. Wow, I've yet to have anybody recognize me, uh, especially here in Cleveland. Yeah, and I kind of keep things somewhat secret at work, and they really don't care either. You know, I told a few people that, oh yeah, great, that's nice, I guess. Anyway, moving on. All right, great. That don't impress you? I'm a YouTube freaking superstar. Not that I really am, huh? So yeah, right, Cat. Yeah, you are bro to us. So shut up, shut up. You're a superstar, superstar, superstar. What was that? That was jazz hands. I'm a superstar. No, Saturday Night Live or some shit. Uh, uh, Man, I mean here where I live, I had that little thing happen with the kid getting run over. They were literally here in like 30 seconds. I was like, uh, uh Cha Cha, the first one is down. The one that you commented on, I took it down. That was the wrong one I wanted to put up. So I put up a new one. I do that. I do that from time to time. I'll do a video. I don't like it, and I'll make another one. And I forgot to erase the first one and actually uploaded the first one. Uh, right. So the second one is up, which I think is better. I could not forgive myself for the first one. I just didn't like it. I was like, yeah, there's many things I did wrong I didn't like about it. So I made a second one. I learned from my mistakes, right? I forgave myself for the first one, which was I thought was so bad and so terrible. I was very critical of it. I'm very critical, self-critical, right? What's up, Muffin? Tactical Muffin Top. How you doing? So yeah, there's a new one up, Cha Cha. It's basically the same thing. Uh, right, X. Yeah, I seen that. All right, take care of yourself, Cat. Let's go. Cat, if you're still making comment, drop your link. Tactical Muffin Top, you just walked in, drop your link. Anybody and everybody else, drop your link, right? Oh, okay, right on. I know Tactical. I'm only free on the weekends, and well, you see what I do on the weekends. I fucking bust out content. But yeah, it's cool. If y'all haven't checked out Tactical Muff Top's scenario based talks that we have that he has over there, man, it's awesome. Uh, right, metal, yeah, yeah. Check out Tactical Muff Top. Drop your link, please, because everybody should check that out. Maccabeus is on there. Legally Arms on there. There's a lot of people on there. I've been a guest on there, and we talk about some real shit. Some real shit, you know. So yeah, definitely check out Tactical Muffin Top. Monetize your time. Really, DJ, I'm not monetized. Yeah. I do have a Cash App. There's a Cash App. That's about all I have. So I'm gonna donate. Give me a Cash App. Throw some money at me. Go ahead. Right, Milkmaid. Yeah, yeah. Maccabeus. Check out Maccabeus. Pilgrim. He just dropped a link. He's growing some stuff. KP just dropped a link about making jerky. Uh, right, but you know what? I don't want to be beholden. I don't want to have to curtail my words. I don't want to have to walk on eggshells. You know, and then they're gonna they're gonna say, oh well, guess what? It's not gonna be monetized because you said this. I'm like fuck you. I do what I want. You know, do what I want. Say what I want. Boom. Yeah. That does not say it's monetized, blind man. What's that mean? I need you to reword that better. Uh, no hable, no comprende, DJ. Uh, Nods are thermal, right? Right. They say that Region 9, but you know, YouTube is still ran by fucking woke idiots. So I don't know. Maybe I should make that $28. Make that $28 a month or some shit, whatever it is. I don't know. X. Uh, FFS. Monopotai. Okay, I don't understand. I guess maybe I will. I don't really care. Oh, who's this? What's up, half-ass? Half-ass ready. How you doing? Good to see you. Just wrapping up here. Rescue. Damn it! Why does Chump keep chat keep jumping on me? Uh, right. Yeah, rescue. What's up, man? Good to see. Good to see you. Half-ass. Been watching basketball. Chat's jumping around on me. I don't know. Yeah, I got the day off tomorrow. I might end this live stream and go back into StreamYard and start paneling. You want to do that? So I can open up panel. No, not really. I'm drinking coffee, milkmaid. I'm just chilling. I'm just reading chat. I kind of miss panel. I really do. So I wish I would have done StreamYard. So I could have opened up the panel. Because now I'm ready to talk to people. Now I'm ready to hear y'all's talk. I'm ready to hear what y'all have to say. Right. Right. Milkmaid. So yeah, I mean, I got some yeses there. Uh, I don't want to go to bed though. I'm 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 drinking coffee. I'm actually I got a few things I want to accomplish. I got to dry my clothes from laundry. I got two backpacks I got to turn into one. Uh, damn, stupid ass, boring shift. You have one thing to say, do you, Cha Cha? What's that one thing? One thing. Uh, that's true. That's true. Right. Right. Half ass. Uh, can't do the at sub. What risky? Really? I know it's Sunday. A lot of you folks are got to go to work or got shit to do tomorrow. Oddly enough, I got the day off tomorrow. Uh, but I do have shit I got to do. I gotta get my work on my truck, which is at the shop, but I gotta go get parts for it, perhaps. Shit like that. Um, basically, spend the rest of my damn money is what I gotta do, which sucks. Which means I'm broke for 2 weeks again. Uh, is it a holiday for trans rights? I don't know. I don't give a fuck, really. What rights do they have? What rights do trans have that we don't? Do they get more rights? Metal Spawn, you missed everything. You have to go back to the beginning. All right, take care of yourself, PJ. Right on. Jumping in on break. Skull, Metal Spawn. This whole live stream was inspired by you, and you missed the whole damn thing. I know. Duty calls. I know. Skull. But I mean, really, I mean, why are they fighting for rights? They got the same rights I do, right? They don't. Why don't they have the same rights? I mean, they call themselves trans, but ultimately, at the end of the day, they're either man or woman. And if they're American, then they're covered under the Constitution, covered under the Bill of Rights. I don't understand what rights are they missing. And I'm turning into a thing there, milkmaid. I'm running with it because they really believe that. They really believe they have been, and part that's part of that subversion, right? Take a disenfranchised group over here and say, hey, you know what? You're not getting the rights that you deserve. You deserve more rights. And this side over here is denying you rights, even though it's not the case. Right, milkmaid? It's all a way to create diversion, to create conflict. I mean, y'all heard of Andy Ngo, right? Y'all know who Andy Ngo is? Yeah. He talked about the Zizians. The Zizians. They're all gone now. They're all arrested and shit. Uh, it's all a strategy, a subversion strategy. What's up, Dan H? How you doing, man? Just hanging out. I might open up chat. I might end this live stream and go start StreamYard so I can open up panel. So I can just sit back, smoke, and drink coffee and talk to everybody. Right, Pilgrim? So yeah, I'm gonna do that. How about we do that? How about we say Sunday reflections is concluded, and we move on to live stream. Three can't. Oh wow, rescue. Or okay, you know what? Yeah, never mind. I'll just go ahead and end this and allow y'all to go back to bed. All right, get a good night's rest. Get ready for tomorrow. Region 9. I don't know. It seems like everybody's half and half. Everybody's like, I got to go to work tomorrow. I got kids coming. I got, you know, right? Hutch, I'm still reflecting over here. Do a stream. Okay, all right, fine. I'll do a StreamYard. All right, so I'll end this. Thus concludes Sunday reflections, and then we will here shortly fire up the StreamYard. Uh, be a man, make a decision, have a pee. I am. I will. I'm going to start StreamYard, and we will continue the conversation face to face on panel. Yeah. So how about that? So thank you all very, very much for hanging out with me tonight. Sunday reflections. Allow yourself some grace. Allow yourself some grace. Speaking of grace, stand by grace. There you go. Gracie, you're now blue. Yes, thank you all very, very much. I'm going to end this live stream, and I'm just going to start back another one with StreamYard. So now you can come up and hang out and speak words. So everyone, thank you very much. Good night. Skull.